Alliance Live, Self-Management Network Scotland, Dr. Sheila Ross, health psychologist and psychotherapist. Feeling Good Wellbeing Audio App.
So I'm Sheila Ross. I'm a psychologist and a psychotherapist, and one of the founders of the Feeling Good app. So I'm here to tell you a bit about that and how that can help with self-management. So just to start off, I've got a very short, this is a 1-minute intro to the app. So it says quite a lot, which saves me a bit of time. And it's by Alistair, who is the other co-founder.
Hi, I'm Alistair Dobbin, a GP, family doctor and creator of the Feeling Good app. Feeling Good is an audio-based mind-body training program for well-being and recovery. Download it from the App Store. It comes with 4 great free tracks. Unlock all the tracks by entering the codes that you've been given by your doctor, university or workplace. If you don't have a referral code, you can make an in-app purchase. After you've entered the code, you will be offered a short anonymous mood questionnaire. It's the same questionnaire that's used in the NHS. After 2 and 7 weeks, you'll see it again so that you can track your progress. Once in the app, you will see the most important module, Feeling Good for Life. It consists of 12 audio tracks which come from Olympic sports training. Since we started in the NHS 2 decades ago, it has been used by over 200,000 people, and peer-reviewed published research shows it is very effective. Many people listen to each track a few times as they work through the program. There's a choice of voice and music background.
So that's a brief introduction to the app.
Hi.
Oops, let's move on. So as Alistair says there, we started, goodness me, we did the first research into this in about 2004. So yeah, we've been going about 20 years. And it came about because Alistair was a GP in Leith. I was working in West Lothian with Drug and Alcohol Project in health promotion. And working with community, Alistair was wanting something for his patients to help them with depression and anxiety. And he happened to meet Lars-Erik Unstall, who's a Swedish sports coach, and talking about, well, what can I do for my depressed patients sort of thing. And Lars-Erik said, well, he had developed this program to try and understand what it was about athletes that gave them the sort of the mental advantage, because it is a lot about the mind game when you're winning at sport. So he interviewed Olympic gold medal winners, of which Sweden has quite a lot, and he distilled that into a program which he called integrated mental training. And what he said that really attracted us was, he said, not only did the sports people get better at sports, but actually they reported being happier at home and better, doing better in their working lives. So Alistair took this back and we adapted it for clinical situations within the NHS. Originally as CDs, we had 3 CDs called Positive Mental Training, and we did a research with Edinburgh University. It was the first research we did, just to see how effective it was. And it surprised us in actually how effective it really was. So since then, we've been working with it and working with the NHS and expanding it beyond that, actually, into well-being, because we found that not only, as we talked to people in primary care about how it worked, we found that they were using it for themselves, for their own well-being, and also sometimes they were giving it to their children and their families. So we've expanded beyond the clinical setting into the well-being arena. And I think what's interesting in this very, very busy marketplace of apps is that mindfulness is super common. I think everybody's aware of mindfulness and also aware of CBT, and we sort of fit in between. We call ourselves upstream CBT because we have this goal-orientated approach. So we have lots of relaxation, which sort of not quite mindfulness, but a similar sort of arena as mindfulness. And then we have visualization of goals. So we're much more orientated to the future than mindfulness, and we're not so cognitively focused as CBT. So that's sort of, we fit in a sort of, I think, is a fairly unique place, which is great, but that can sometimes be challenging to try and understand it. So we've done a lot of work on understanding how the program works. So what it is that it starts off with the core program, which was in the CDs. It starts off with deep relaxation. We call this applied relaxation, where you go around the body tensing and releasing muscles. And so you get a real awareness of actually where you're holding tension. Now, this is the absolute core of self-management of our emotional regulation, because feelings, emotions are felt in the body. They, we all think, oh, they're in the head. What am I doing? I'm thinking wrong. I'm thinking badly. But actually, they start off in the body, often out with our conscious awareness, because they're there as a survival thing to make us move quickly. So if we're under threat, we have that sort of fight, flight, or freeze response. So they're a very, very fast alert system in our body. Anxiety and depression are there to help us move away from situations which are not the optimum for us. So we call it positive mental training because just like we go to the gym to get physically fit and we do the same exercises over again to help our body to self-manage our physical body, so we can do things to self-manage our mental health. We don't have to wait till we're in crisis to do something about that. There are basic techniques that we can learn, which we can all sort of improve or dip into when we need them. So the starting with relaxation is really key, because that keys people into understanding their body, connecting more from their body, getting out. When I'm working as a sort of psychotherapist, I often say to people, you've got to get out of your head into your body, because stop thinking. So it's a sort of like inverse thing. You can't think your way out of an emotional problem. You have to deal first with the emotionality that's going on in the body so that you have a sense of safety. And then that's what the beginning 4 tracks of the program are all about. I mean, you can do this with other things too. You don't have to just use our app, obviously, other relaxations, going for a walk in nature, or doing sport. All of these sorts of activities will help you connect into that safe place where we're able to actually connect with our internal resources, which sometimes can get a little bit stuck, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So that's what we're about. And then once we're there, we're much more able to visualize our positive future without any of the negative learnings from the past, because that's what gets us down. Okay, moving on. Next slide. Yeah, so what we do fit within this paradigm. Those of you that are familiar with CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, will recognize this triangle of our functioning, whereby our emotions are linked to our thinking, and that's linked to what we do, and they're all intertwined. CBT traditionally focuses on our negative thinking. Some therapies focus on behavioral activation. We focus on the emotions by helping people relax first, so you're more in touch with, you can access your positive emotions. Because what's really interesting is our positive and our negative emotions are in a dynamic oppositional balance in the brain. So, they're like a seesaw. So you don't need to actually work on the negative emotions to actually get them down. You can get them down by boosting positive emotions. And I personally think that's a much happier, more pleasant way to do it. So positive, this idea of working with the Feeling Good app, it can be applied to a number of situations. It can help you if you can't sleep. Oh, that's a typo there, sorry, because it's got relaxing tracks. It can help with pain. There's a strong link between anxiety and pain, which is, I think, well known. So it can help us step back and recognize particularly chronic pain, where we have to get a different relationship with our body. And with practice, we can do that. We can step back from worrying thoughts as we step away from and relax our body more. We do find the relationship with our thoughts changes, and we can increase our mood. So it works with all of these dimensions of worry and low mood. So it helps us sleep better, increases our well-being and our positive mood, builds confidence and optimism. which of course links into the sports background, increasing motivation and focus, vitality and self-esteem. So the sorts of comments you get from people is I'm sleeping better, more relaxed, I've been able to organize my day better, I don't take my worries home now, I'm get on better with my colleagues and my kids, don't fly off the handle, and I feel more positive and in control. I thought it'd be interesting, as a lot of you come from the third sector or maybe from caring, working in this area, to look at this data from working with health and social care throughout the pandemic from October 2020 to March 2022. Feeling Good app was on the Wellbeing Hub. I believe it's still there. In this time period, over 3,000 people downloaded the app. The questionnaires that we showed in the video at the beginning, they're voluntary, so we like people to fill them in, but they don't have to. The app is completely anonymous, which I think is a really super thing. We do not collect, we do not sell your data to anybody. We can't identify you from anything you put in the app. You don't need to give us your email, none of that stuff. So this, and you can see that over 7 weeks, start, 2 and 7 weeks, this is depression scores going down, and this is anxiety going down over this time scale. So within the first 2 weeks, people are getting significant improvement in their depression score and in their anxiety score. And this is a word cloud of the sort of ways that people said it would help them, feel. So lots of people saying it helped them, lots saying it helped them sleep and relaxation. So gives summary, gives rapid results. It's really helpful if you're waiting for appointments, if you've got any sort of diagnosis that you're waiting for. It's really helpul, help you deal with that. 99% of people say the app's super easy to use. Once it's on your phone, it's there for as long as you want it. We've got some areas in Scotland, particularly Lothian, has free codes in the NHS. We work with them. We're also attached to Dundee University, Edinburgh University. They also have free codes. So you may well qualify for a free code that downloads the whole app. But if not that, there are 4 tracks that are free and also extremely effective on their own. And then you've got a choice. You can try it. You can see if you like it. It's up to you whether you want to pay for it. It's a one-off cost, so it's not expensive. But it might also, in the workplace, it might be something that you feel you might want to give your workplace. You can buy a license for us, which is obviously a lot cheaper than individuals buying it. And that's the way we fund it. We fund it through licenses. We also have a charitable arm that has a schools program that gives out resources free to school, and we've got a free teens app as well for young people. So we've actually got a lot going on, more than 10 minutes worth. But interesting, in the app we've got free Polish and Ukrainian. The whole app is free to these people. We have some Punjabi, Japanese. Need a code to unlock those. Good offline function, which is really important, I think, given the, we want to try and have equity of access here. So I think it's really important. I think digital poverty is really something that is overlooked by institutions or government policy. I know they're trying, but don't quite make it, do they? With the drive for more digital, we really need to try and include everybody. So we still have some CDs available. We still give this out to people that actually don't have any smartphones. As I said, lifetime use. The average person listens about 20 times. You don't need to listen to all 12 tracks. You don't need to even listen 20 times. Sometimes a couple of tracks is enough just to, boost yourself, get yourself back on balance. Depends where you're starting from. But what's important about it is to do it regularly. The more you listen, the more you embed the skills. It's about learning these skills to make the mental switch so you build resilience. So listening every day, just like you want to, if you want to get fit, you do things every day. Just for that time that you really feel you need it. And that will take your longest continuum to peak performance. So where you are on this continuum will depend how much you need to do it. We know that ACEs, adverse childhood experiences, take people down to, it can make people much more prone to depression and anxiety. So, if you have got those, then you need to do more of this to actually learn how to get the stuff that you need from your mind, from your environment, to actually boost yourself into feeling better. And ultimately, if you want to do sports, to peak performance, or peak performance in anything. It doesn't have to be sports. It might be in your socialization, in your relationships, in your family, that sort of thing, you know, in your workplace. It's not just about sport. And this, we know this is what people need to connect with. This is self-determination theory, to have a sense of self-worth, self-esteem, positivity. This is what actually boosts this. These are the predeterminants of happiness. Happiness is another word for self-determination, which is self-evaluated well-being. Autonomy, the sense that we're in control of ourselves. Relatedness, our ability to connect with other people, very important. That's why loneliness is so toxic. And competency, our sense that we have skills, don't have to be recognized skills. They can be soft skills, but that sense is that, you know, we are able to do things. These all underpin our purpose and meaning in life, which again is super important. So our memories, these connecting with these come from our memories. We have research that's shown that. We've worked with students. Haven't got a clock in front of me. I don't know how long I've been, but I suspect maybe my time's up. If not, I've got a 3-minute video I can show you. This is it. It's on the app, but I'll send a link out too. You can mail it out. It just explains our research. If people are interested in how it all works. Finally, who's it for? Everyone really, yourself, your workforce, cared for, and carers. We've got really interesting research with working with stroke survivors. And that's it. That's me. Always very happy to take inquiries, talk about it, you name it.
Alliance Live. Health and Social Care Alliance Scotland. www.alliance-scotland.org.uk